Have you ever felt exhausted in the morning, even after 8 hours in bed? Woke up with stiff joints, foggy thoughts, or a heartbeat that felt just a little off? Here's the shocking truth. Some of the fruits you think are healthy may be quietly hurting your brain, heart, and digestion. Yes, fruit. The food we've been told is always good for us. But after age 60, your body changes. And what once healed you may now be causing harm silently. Grapefruit can interfere with your heart medication. Cherries can spike your blood sugar. Bananas may throw off your potassium levels. Even dried fruits can push you toward a fall or fatigue spiral. You won't hear this from TV commercials or nutrition fads. But today you will. Welcome to Healthy Aging Life. I'm your doctor host, and I've spent over 30 years treating aging patients and tracking how small food changes led to massive health results. In this video, you'll discover 4 fruits to avoid and 4 you should eat every week to protect your memory, joints, heart, and energy. So before you reach for another healthy snack, stay with me. This could change how you age, from tired and reactive to clear, steady, and in control. If you've had a surprise spike in blood pressure, joint pain after eating, or fatigue you can't explain, drop the secret phrase fruit check in the comments. Now hit like, subscribe to Healthy Aging Life, and let's start the truth about fruit together. Grapefruit looks healthy, bright, juicy, clean, but for seniors, can be a hidden threat. Why? It blocks an enzyme in your liver called CYP3A4. That enzyme is responsible for breaking down many prescription medications, heart meds, blood pressure pills, cholesterol-lowering statins, even anti-anxiety drugs. When that enzyme is blocked, the medication builds up. Too much in your blood, too strong, too fast. Suddenly, you're not just managing your health, you're gambling with it. Muscle breakdown, irregular heartbeat, dizziness, internal bleeding, even fainting. This isn't theory, it's real. Every year, seniors end up in the ER without knowing why. They took their pills, then had grapefruit for breakfast. Bad combo. Dangerous results. Even Michelle Obama, during her health campaigns, avoided recommending grapefruit to seniors because the risk is proven. So what's the solution? Skip the grapefruit if you're on medications. It's just not worth the risk. They're tiny, red, delicious. They remind us of childhood, summer. But cherries? They're not so sweet for your body after 60. 1 cup equals 20 grams of sugar. That's as much as a donut. Your metabolism isn't what it used to be. Your blood sugar doesn't respond the same way. If you have prediabetes or diabetes, cherries can cause big spikes. And when your sugar crashes afterward, you feel weak, foggy, moody. But sugar isn't the only problem. Cherries are acidic. They can increase inflammation in joints. So if you have arthritis or chronic pain, cherries can make it worse. That stiff knee? That swollen finger? Check your fruit bowl. Even actor Tom Hanks, who's open about his type 2 diabetes, limits high-sugar fruits like cherries. He knows they can mess with energy, clarity, and comfort. Bottom line? A few fresh cherries are fine. But avoid cherry juice. Avoid dried cherries. And watch the portion. Bananas have a great reputation. Easy, cheap, filling. But for seniors, they come with a hidden danger. Too much potassium. As we age, kidney function slows down. If you take meds like ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics, your body doesn't flush out potassium as well. And bananas? They're loaded with it. Too much potassium equals hyperkalemia. That can lead to muscle weakness, confusion, slow heartbeat, or worse. Even just 2 bananas a day, combined with certain meds, can push you into the danger zone. In 2016, a 78-year-old woman in Florida collapsed from heart arrhythmia. Doctors found her potassium levels were sky high. Cause? A healthy banana smoothie every morning. So should you avoid bananas? Not necessarily. But be smart. Talk to your doctor. Don't overdo it. Especially if you're on heart or kidney meds. Dried fruit sounds healthy. Raisins, dates, cranberries. They're small, easy to pack, found in trail mix or healthy snacks. But here's the truth. Dried fruit is sugar without water or fiber. When you dry a fruit, the sugar gets concentrated. A handful of raisins equals the sugar of a full bunch of grapes. Worse, most dried fruit is coated in added sugar, and sometimes preserved with sulfites. These can trigger migraines, gut issues, or even breathing problems. For seniors with diabetes, blood pressure concerns, or IBS, dried fruit is a silent attacker. And because it's bite-sized, you eat more without realizing it. Even Nelson Mandela, known for his discipline, avoided dried fruit in his later years. His doctors focused on blood sugar stability and gut health. Dried fruit didn't make the cut. So what's the move? Choose fresh fruit over dried. Avoid fruit leather or sugar-coated snacks. Watch the trail mix. Make your own if needed. Dried fruit isn't evil, but it's tricky. If you can't stop at 3 raisins, don't open the bag. Small, humble, but powerful. Blueberries don't look flashy, but inside, they're brain food, rich in anthocyanins, deep blue plant compounds that fight oxidation. They protect neurons, reduce inflammation, strengthen memory. As we age, the brain shrinks. Neurons fire slower. Information feels foggy. Blueberries help reverse that. Studies from Harvard and Tufts show regular blueberry consumption can delay cognitive decline by up to 2.5 years. That's not a small gain. That's a second chance. Blueberries cross the blood-brain barrier. They clean up oxidative waste. They increase communication between neurons. Think of them like your brain's housekeepers. Even Barack Obama, known for mental sharpness under pressure, reportedly included antioxidant-rich berries in his morning routines during office. Not for taste, for performance. And that's the key. Blueberries don't just prevent memory loss. They improve decision-making, focus, reaction time, plus they're low in sugar, just 10 to 12 grams per cup. Safe for diabetics, good for blood pressure, gentle on digestion, easy to add, toss into oatmeal, blend into a smoothie, mix with Greek yogurt, or eat by the handful. A half cup a day is enough to nourish your brain. Forget supplements. Start with blueberries. An apple a day is not a cliché, it's a strategy. Apples contain soluble fiber, especially pectin. This fiber binds with cholesterol. It removes it from the body before it hits your bloodstream. That means lower LDL cholesterol, lower risk of stroke, lower blood pressure. Apples are also rich in quercetin and flavonoids. These antioxidants reduce inflammation. They protect blood vessels. They improve circulation. And unlike many fruits, apples are low glycemic. They don't spike your blood sugar. That makes them safe for diabetics. A medium apple has about 95 calories. Only 19 grams of sugar, mostly fiber-rich. You stay full longer. No crash. No craving. For older adults struggling with weight, energy, or digestion, apples offer slow, sustained support. They also help relieve constipation. The skin contains insoluble fiber that helps keep your bowels moving. Even Steve Jobs, famously picky about food, often relied on apples during his fruitarian phases. Not for trend, but for function. Simple, clean, effective. Best way to eat apples? Whole with skin. Sliced with peanut butter. Baked with cinnamon. Diced into salads. Just don't peel it. That's where the fiber lives. Most people don't realize this. Avocados are technically a fruit. And for seniors, it might be the best fruit on your plate. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats. These are good fats. They help lower bad cholesterol. They nourish the brain. They ease joint inflammation. They're also full of vitamin K, which helps with bone strength. That matters. After 65, bone density drops fast. Falls get more dangerous. Avocados help reduce fracture risk. They also contain folate, potassium, and lutein. Folate supports heart health. Potassium regulates blood pressure. Lutein protects your eyes, specifically your retina. Concerned about vision loss? Avocados help prevent macular degeneration. In 2022, researchers at the NIH published findings that regular avocado consumption reduced brain inflammation in older adults. Sharper thinking, better memory, less fatigue. Even Oprah Winfrey, an advocate for aging well, often mentions avocado toast as her go-to meal. Not because it's trendy, because it's nutrient-dense, satisfying, and stable. 1/2 avocado equals 160 calories, 15 g fat, mostly healthy, 2 g protein, 7 g fiber, easy to use, on whole grain toast, in a salad, mashed with lemon, sliced on top of eggs. Avocados feel indulgent, but they serve a medical purpose, and that's the beauty of them. Papaya doesn't get the spotlight it deserves, but it's one of the most powerful healing fruits on earth. Contains an enzyme called papain. Papain helps break down protein. That's crucial for seniors with sluggish digestion. As we age, we produce less stomach acid. That makes meals harder to break down. Result? Bloating, reflux, indigestion. Papaya soothes all that. It helps your body absorb nutrients again. It's also rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, and vitamin E. These are immune boosters, skin protectors, joint soothers. Papaya also contains beta-carotene, which reduces oxidative stress, and choline, which helps regulate sleep and memory. It's a triple threat. Helps digestion, reduces inflammation, supports brain clarity. For older adults dealing with arthritis, chronic fatigue, or gut issues, papaya offers relief. Even Angela Merkel, former Chancellor of Germany, was known to favor tropical fruits like papaya during her anti-inflammatory diet phase post-office. Her nutrition team cited its digestive benefits and anti-swelling properties. Papaya is soft, easy to chew, easy to digest, and it doesn't require prep. How to use it? Eat a few slices before breakfast. Blend into smoothies. Mix with plain yogurt and chia seeds. Chill with lime juice for dessert. Just be sure it's ripe. Green papaya is harder to digest. Pro tip: avoid eating papaya too close to iron supplements. Vitamin C enhances iron absorption. That could interfere with medications. But eaten wisely, papaya becomes your gut's best friend. Barack Obama, leadership, fatigue, and the cost of sleep deprivation. During his presidency, Barack Obama averaged 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. The workload, the pressure, the round-the-clock decision-making took a toll. He once admitted in an interview, "My mind was sharp, but my body started sending signals." He felt foggier in the mornings. His blood pressure climbed. He stopped eating late and cut back on coffee. But one subtle change? He added more berries and apples to his diet. His chef, Sam Cass, shared that Obama was a fan of antioxidant-rich foods, particularly blueberries and apples. Simple but functional. Not supplements, not powders, just real food. Because when you're running a country, clarity isn't optional. If a former president uses fruit to restore focus, why shouldn't we? Maria, age 72, the grapefruit that sent her to the ER. Maria had always been healthy. She walked every day, took her meds, ate her fruit. Then one morning, she had grapefruit with breakfast, followed by her blood pressure medication. By lunchtime, she felt dizzy, her vision blurred, her heart was racing. She ended up in the ER. Her medication had spiked to dangerous levels in her blood. Doctors asked what changed in her routine. She said, "Nothing, just grapefruit." That's when the pharmacist told her, "Grapefruit blocks the enzyme that metabolizes your medication. It built up in your system. One piece of fruit, one morning, and she could have had a heart attack. Now, she eats berries instead, and she always checks her medication labels twice." Oprah Winfrey, ritual, recovery, and avocados. Oprah has always preached balance. In her 60s, she doubled down on gut health, anti-inflammatory foods, and emotional wellness. She speaks openly about menopause, fatigue, and healing from trauma. And in every wellness interview, one food comes up again and again: avocados. She loves them on whole grain toast, with lemon juice, with a sprinkle of sea salt. Why? Because they're filling, they're rich in healthy fats, and they help with inflammation and mental focus. "I eat for energy now," she once said, If food doesn't serve me, I don't serve it. She doesn't chase trendy powders. She trusts the whole foods that support long-term vitality. Avocados, apples, papaya smoothies. Simple, powerful, grounded in science. Elias, age 68, beating brain fog with blueberries. Elias was a retired engineer, but after turning 65, things started to slip. He'd forget names, miss appointments, lose his keys. His doctor told him he wasn't sick, just aging. But Elias wasn't ready to give up, so he started a food journal. He removed sugar, processed foods, and started adding blueberries daily. Every morning, 1/2 cup with oatmeal. Nothing fancy. Within 3 weeks, he noticed a difference. He remembered his granddaughter's birthday. He drove to the grocery store without needing his GPS. 6 months later, his cognition test improved. His doctor smiled. "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Elias just nodded, then ate another spoonful of blueberries. Nelson Mandela, simplicity, strength, and the power of ritual. In his later years, Mandela maintained a strict, simple diet. Fruits, grains, greens, water, minimal processed food, minimal sugar. His chef revealed that fresh papaya, bananas, and apples were part of his daily routine. Not because they were fancy, but because they worked. After 27 years in prison, Mandela knew the value of internal strength, of taking care of what he could control, his body, his choices. He didn't rely on expensive pills. He used food as fuel, as protection, as peace. Even in his final years, he was mentally clear, sharp, steady. The message is simple. You don't need complicated programs. Just real food, the right food. Helen, age 75, dried fruit and the fall that changed her life. Helen loved snacking on dried apricots. She thought they were healthy. A handful here, a handful there. But she also had. And she didn't know that dried fruits are loaded with sugar. One afternoon, her blood sugar crashed. She stood up too fast, got dizzy, fell and fractured her hip. At the hospital, her doctor looked at her diet log. He said, "You're not eating fruit. You're eating candy in disguise." She switched to fresh apples and a few slices of papaya. No more crashes, no more falls. And her blood sugar, more stable than it had been in years. So now you know, not all fruits are created equal, especially after 60. Some, like grapefruit and dried fruits, might be stealing your health behind the scenes. Others, like blueberries, apples, and papaya, could be your best defense against aging, fatigue, and forgetfulness. You don't need expensive treatments or another pill. You need the right food, at the right time, for the right body. These are small changes, but they bring big results. Stronger memory, better sleep, steadier energy, and the best part? They're in your kitchen. You just need to know what to pick and what to skip. So let me ask you, which fruit from today's list surprised you the most? Have you been eating any of the dangerous 4 without knowing? Or maybe you've already started adding blueberries or avocado into your routine. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to include our secret phrase, fruit check. We read every word. And if this helped you or someone you love, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to Healthy Aging Life. Because on this channel, we believe aging should never mean giving up control of your health. In our next video, we'll uncover the breakfast mistakes that could be draining your brain power before noon. So hit that bell, and let's keep building a stronger, wiser, longer life together. Stay healthy, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.